Hi, this is Elena Lipson from elenalipson.com, and this is like the fifth time I'm trying to record this. It's becoming kind of a comedy of errors. We're on summer break and kids running around and my son outside, and I'm trying to find work time, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. So, hi, I'm Elena Lipson from elenalipson.com, and this is my fifth week of doing Wednesdays with Elena, and I'm really excited. And no, I don't have my perfect studio and perfect lighting set up, but I'm doing it every Wednesday, so I'm honoring my commitment to myself, to you guys, to my website, to my business that I'm growing, and I'm so excited to share it with you very, very soon. I have an exciting new 8-module program coming out that I am just putting my whole entire heart into, and so I can't wait to share that with you. But for today, I wanted to recommend one of my all-time favorite books that has been a humongous influence in my life. I think I read it for the very first time. I'm trying to remember exactly the date. I think I was on summer break from university, and I was on the way from Brooklyn to the city in New York on my way to a job, and I had reading material with me. This is like pre-Kindle, pre-iPod days, so I just read a book. And I read this one book that someone had handed to me, and I've always been like one of those intuitive book readers, so I kind of feel my way to the right book in the bookstore, or I really listen closely for people recommending certain books, and I do the same for other people, and I think I'm one of those seriously like a book intuitive, because I can tell you what book you need to read for the moment in your life, and I've just always been able to do that. So this book has been one of the ones that I've recommended over and over and over, and I've probably gifted this book many, many, many times. So it's not expensive, but it's one of those books that, someone gifted it to me, actually, which is kind of ironic, but I'm keeping this one. This one's going to be in the family. So my husband's reading it, I'm reading it, rereading it, and I just kind of flash it open every once in a while, and I seem to just turn to the right page because aren't we all just divinely guided? So especially with books and with words of guidance. So this week I wanted to share a little bit about the book. And for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to pick one of the topics in the book, one of the areas I'll show you about, and we're going to kind of discuss them. So the book that I wanted to recommend to you today is called The 4 Agreements. There is actually a 5th agreement, and I've read that as well, which is amazing. But for now, we're going to stick with the 4 agreements. And this is written by an amazing healer, intuitive, teacher, role model, philosopher named Don Miguel Ruiz. And he actually has a grown son now who travels with him and has kind of taken on his torch somewhat, and his teaching as well. So Don Miguel Ruiz, he comes from an ancient lineage in Mexico of healers and of wise, I guess healers is the right word to encapsulate it, but they were hoping that he was going to basically continue the generational lineage and become a healer, and someone who passed down the Toltec tradition in Mexico as well. And he actually became a doctor, a medical doctor, and a surgeon. And at some point in his career, this happened like back in the 70s, he got into a major car crash, wrecked his car, had this kind of out-of-body experience, and from that he went back to his roots of healing and of really asking why he did certain things and why he made the choices he made, and what were the simple truths in his life that he can share with others. And I'm of course so grateful that he did this and he went on the spiritual journey, because this book has just been such a huge influence in my life. So it's called The 4 Agreements, and I will share the 4 agreements with you today. And then starting next week, we're going to start with the first one, and I wanted to make the video just exclusively about that and give you guys a week to really maybe find the book. You can probably download it for your whatever mobile device you have. You can actually even find a lot of information on the agreements. If you just Google like the 4 agreements, you'll get a lot of information and really the essence of what they are, although the book goes into really good depth into each agreement and how to apply them in different circumstances. And just I love having a journal with a pen next to me when I'm reading it, because I always spark some idea for either an idea that was meant for someone else to hear, pass on to, or just something for myself that I'd like to remember. So here are the 4 agreements. The first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything, anything, personally, I always like to say with this one, even if someone's calling you like, the worst word and they're pointing at you, even if they're saying it to you, like to your face, it's still not about you. It's always about them. And I love this one. This is like something I'm really passionate about, and I will talk further about this one. The next one is don't make assumptions. Don't ever assume. I love that one too. And then the last one is always do your best. And that really applies to me in my moment of creating right now, because it's not always going to be perfect and the situation's not always going to be perfect. And sometimes I'm going to be congested because sometimes I know for me personally, when I'm creating and birthing something new, my body's like, slow down. But I'm always doing my best. And so as you can see, I'm super duper passionate about each agreement, and I can't wait to discuss these with you. I'd love for you to take a look at the book, again, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, R-U-I-Z. You can find this on Amazon. You can just even Google it if you don't want to buy it. But honestly, this is one of those books that you just should have in your collection, because it's just amazing. If you take any one of those agreements and apply it to your life, huge sweeping changes are guaranteed. No, but seriously, they're really powerful, simple shifts of perception and perspective and of walking in the world that can really make huge impacts on your relationships, on your relationship with yourself, with others, and with the divine. And anyway, I don't want to get onto this whole tangent about the specific agreements right now, but just suffice to say that this is a highly recommended book. And if you have not read it yet, I highly recommend you go ahead and get it. And you can join us in the conversation for the next 4 weeks that I'll be having on Facebook and on my blog. I'd love to hear whether you've already read the book and what impact, if any, it's made in your life. Go ahead and leave a comment below on the blog or on YouTube. I'd love to hear from you. And also, are there any other books that you absolutely love, recommend, would love to talk about in this community as well? I'd love to hear that from you also. So I'm so excited to continue my video series, and I'm really excited to share the space with you. I think that this is just the fulfillment of my dream, and I hope that this inspires others to go ahead out there and just share their message, because we are sorely in need of people sharing their truth and their message and their guidance, because ultimately you know and I know what is best for ourselves, and I'm so excited to be sharing my path with you. Thank you so much for sharing the grace of your space. Love, light, and gratitude to you, and I'm so excited to talk about the 4 agreements starting next week. I'll make sure I post on Facebook. If you're not following me there already, go ahead and sign up. You can see the links below or on the upper side of the site. I can never get that right. Somewhere up there. So I'll be tweeting about it, Facebooking it, and starting the conversation about one of my all-time favorite books, The 4 Agreements. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.